Success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by becoming better. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the right opportunity, the right moment, or the right people to come along and change everything. But that's not how success works. It's not about luck. It's not about waiting. It's about working on yourself first. If you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're frustrated because things aren't moving as fast as you'd like, the answer isn't out there somewhere. The answer is within you. The truth is, your level of success will never go beyond your level of personal growth. That's why the first step to changing your life isn't chasing money, opportunities, or recognition. It's improving yourself. Think about it. The people who succeed in life don't sit around waiting for things to get better. They don't hope that one day they'll wake up with all the answers. They take control. They build new habits, develop their mindset, and work on their skills until they become the kind of person who attracts success naturally. If you want more, you have to become more. You don't get what you want in life, you get what you are. And the good news is, you have the power to change that. You have the power to grow, to improve, and to take control of your future. The moment you start working on yourself, everything else starts to shift. Doors start to open. People start to notice. Success starts chasing you. So, if you're ready to stop waiting and start winning, stay with me. Because in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why working on yourself first is the key to everything you've been looking for. Number 1. Growth comes from discomfort, not comfort. Success doesn't just come to those who want it. It comes to those who are willing to step outside of their comfort zones and push themselves beyond their limits. The truth is, growth comes from discomfort, not comfort. This is where the magic happens. The real breakthrough moments in life come not when things are easy, but when they're challenging. If you've been looking for success in the comfort of your daily routine, you might be searching in the wrong place. Growth and transformation never happen in a place where everything is predictable. They happen when you push yourself into uncomfortable situations, when you force yourself to rise to the occasion. Imagine for a moment where you are in your life right now. Think about where you're stuck. Maybe you feel like you've plateaued, like you've hit a wall. But here's the thing. What if that wall isn't a barrier? What if it's simply a sign that you've been in your comfort zone for too long? What if the very thing holding you back from the success you want is the lack of discomfort in your daily life? The truth is, if you want to grow, you need to be uncomfortable. It's easy to fall into a routine where everything feels safe and manageable. You wake up at the same time, you go to the same job, you do the same tasks every day. But here's the catch. Routine, while it may feel comforting, won't lead you to your dreams. You cannot expect to evolve into a better version of yourself if you're constantly playing it safe. Growth is like a muscle. The more you push it, the stronger it gets. But just like any muscle, if you never challenge it, it will atrophy. Think about the most successful people you know, or the ones you look up to. Do they sit back and relax, waiting for success to come to them? No, they're constantly pushing themselves. They've learned that in order to reach new heights, they must be willing to endure discomfort. They face challenges head-on, knowing that each struggle is part of the journey toward becoming the person they are meant to be. The same is true for you. You might have heard the saying, no pain, no gain. While it may sound cliché, it's absolutely true. Discomfort is where the transformation happens. The person you are today is the product of everything you've been through, your experiences, your challenges, your struggles. And if you're not going through anything challenging right now, it's no wonder you feel like you're not moving forward. This is why you need to embrace discomfort. It's easy to stay where you are because it feels safe, but that safety is also your prison. The discomfort that comes with pushing yourself will teach you lessons that success can't. It's in those moments of struggle that you learn about your resilience, your ability to persevere, and your capacity to adapt. Without discomfort, you won't learn what you're truly capable of. I know it's not easy. Stepping out of your comfort zone isn't something most people enjoy. But that's the point. The reason it's hard is that you're growing. Every step forward, every moment of discomfort, is preparing you for a bigger, better life. If you continue to settle for what's easy, you'll always be limited by what you know. But when you challenge yourself, you open up a whole new world of possibilities. Think about it this way. When you push yourself to face discomfort, you're not just growing physically or mentally, you're growing emotionally and spiritually as well. You'll start to see things differently. Your mindset will shift. You'll stop looking at obstacles as things that are blocking you and start seeing them as opportunities to level up. That's what discomfort does. It reshapes you. It forces you to become someone new. When I look back at my own life, I can trace every significant moment of growth to a time when I was uncomfortable. Whether it was stepping into a new job, facing a difficult personal challenge, or having to push myself beyond what I thought was possible, those moments of discomfort were the turning points. They forced me to adapt, to grow, and to become the person I needed to be in order to achieve the success I now have. But here's the thing, you can't grow if you keep avoiding discomfort. I understand why you might want to avoid it. It's easier to stay where it feels safe. It's easier to stay in a job you don't love, or stay in a relationship that doesn't fulfill you. It's easier to keep doing the same things you've always done. But in the long run, that's not going to bring you the kind of success that truly changes your life. It's not going to bring you the kind of growth that will lead to personal breakthroughs. The truth is, if you want to see real change, you need to push yourself into situations where you're uncomfortable. Challenge yourself in ways you've never done before. Take on that new responsibility at work. Try something new. Even if it scares you, get out of your own way. The only thing standing between where you are now and the life you truly want is your willingness to be uncomfortable. This doesn't mean you should go out looking for pain or hardship. What it means is that when life presents you with challenges, don't shrink away from them. Don't resist the discomfort. Embrace it. Welcome it as the sign that you're on the right path. You see, discomfort is a signal from the universe that you're growing. When things get hard, don't run from them. Face them, and let them shape you into the person you need to become in order to succeed. It's going to be uncomfortable, no doubt about it. But remember this, discomfort is temporary. The growth it brings, however, lasts a lifetime. Every time you step outside of your comfort zone, you're becoming stronger, smarter, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. And one day when you look back, you'll realize that the discomfort you once feared was the very thing that propelled you to success. So if you're feeling uncomfortable right now, good. It means you're on the right track. It means you're growing. Don't back down. Keep moving forward. Step into that discomfort and let it shape you into the person you were always meant to be. The success you're looking for won't come from staying in your safe little bubble. It will come from pushing through the discomfort, doing the hard work, and growing into the person who is capable of achieving the life you've always dreamed of. Remember, growth comes from discomfort, not comfort. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll begin to see the success that's waiting for you. Don't be afraid of discomfort. It's the key to your transformation. Keep going, keep growing, and success will chase you down.
Number 2, discipline will carry you further than passion. There's something powerful about passion, isn't there? It fuels us. It inspires us to dream big, to chase after our goals with all the energy we can muster. Passion is that spark. It gets us started. It makes us excited about the future, and it gives us that burst of motivation when we first set out on a new endeavor. But here's the hard truth that many people miss. Passion is not enough. Passion alone won't get you to where you want to go. You need something more, something that will keep you going when the passion fades, when the excitement dies down, and when you're left with nothing but the grind. And that something is discipline. Discipline is the quiet strength that carries you through the tough times. It's the ability to stick to your path when everything around you tells you to quit. While passion might give you the initial burst of energy, it's discipline that will ensure you finish what you started. If you want to achieve something meaningful in life, something lasting, you have to be willing to work, even when you don't feel like it. That's where discipline comes in. I can tell you from experience, passion will carry you for a little while, but it's discipline that will carry you for the long haul. It's easy to be passionate when everything's going great, when everything is smooth, and the results are flowing. But what happens when the road gets tough? What happens when the excitement wears off? When the challenges start piling up? And when things aren't as easy as they seemed in the beginning, this is when most people give up. This is when they stop putting in the work, but not the disciplined one. Discipline is what keeps you going when you feel like quitting. It's what makes you show up every single day, even when you're tired, when you're discouraged, and when the results aren't coming as fast as you hope. It's easy to get distracted by the excitement of a new idea or the thrill of a new project. Passion is intoxicating, and in the beginning it feels amazing. But the truth is, passion alone can't take you to the finish line. Discipline is the foundation that success is built on. Passion is like fuel for your fire, but discipline is the structure that keeps that fire burning long after the initial spark fades. It's the routine, the commitment, and the focus that make all the difference when it comes to achieving your goals. When you're driven by discipline, you don't let your feelings or circumstances control your actions. You don't wait for motivation to show up, because you've learned how to show up regardless. Discipline means doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. It means sticking to your plan, even when things get tough. It means being consistent, day in and day out, even when the results don't immediately reflect the effort you're putting in. And that, my friends, is how success is made. I know there's a temptation to think that success is about having the right idea or finding the perfect opportunity. While those things matter, the real difference makers are the ones who show up day after day, putting in the work, making the sacrifices, and staying focused. Success doesn't come from having a great idea once. It comes from executing on that idea, day in and day out, with unwavering discipline. It's about the long-term commitment to your vision, even when the world doesn't see the immediate results. This is why discipline is the key to lasting success. Passion might make you feel excited in the beginning, but it's discipline that will see you through the tough times. The days when you wake up feeling tired, when you don't feel like doing the work, when you're tempted to take a break or put things off. Discipline is what pushes you through those moments. It's the voice inside your head that says, "You committed to this, so get up and do the work." It's the inner strength that says, no matter how you feel, you have a job to do, and you're going to do it. In the long run, it's not the passionate people who succeed. It's the disciplined ones. It's the ones who are willing to sacrifice their immediate comfort for the long-term rewards. It's the ones who can push through the difficult moments and keep their eyes on the bigger picture. You might have all the passion in the world, but if you don't have the discipline to back it up, your passion will eventually fade, and so will your progress. Let's be honest here. The reality of success isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's hard work. It's long hours. It's sacrifices that no one else sees. It's about doing the things that need to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline isn't always glamorous, but it's effective. It's the difference between a dreamer and a doer. And if you want to be someone who achieves real success, someone who turns their goals into reality, you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be disciplined enough to show up, even when no one's watching. Think about the people who inspire you, those who've made it big in their careers or personal lives. What do they all have in common? Yes, they have passion, but they also have discipline. They wake up every day with a sense of purpose. They don't let distractions derail them. They're consistent, and they stay the course, even when things get tough. They've learned that it's not about how you feel in the moment. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. That's the power of discipline. There will be days when you want to throw in the towel, when the passion you once felt seems to be gone, and that's okay. But what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't is the ability to keep going even when the passion fades. That's where discipline comes in. It's what keeps you on track. It's what keeps you going when everything else says stop. So the next time you find yourself struggling, remember that discipline will carry you further than passion ever could. Passion will get you started, but discipline is what will help you finish. And it's in the finish that success lives. Keep going, keep pushing, and remember that discipline is the real driver of success. Don't let passion alone be your guide. Let discipline show you the way, and watch how far it takes you. Number 3, invest in yourself to attract more. If you want to get more out of life, if you want to attract the kind of success that you've been dreaming about, there's one thing that you need to do above all else. You have to invest in yourself. It may sound simple, but it's one of the most powerful truths that so many people overlook. Think about it. All the wealth, success, and opportunities that you desire start with you. If you want to have more, you need to become more. That's the key to unlocking the doors to the life you've always wanted. When we talk about investing in yourself, we're not talking about spending money on temporary fixes or material things that give you a quick rush of satisfaction. No, we're talking about committing to growth, both mentally and emotionally. We're talking about improving your skills, building up your self-confidence, and becoming the kind of person who attracts the kind of success you want. Success doesn't come from outside forces. It starts within you. And when you make the decision to invest in yourself, you become a magnet for the right opportunities, people, and circumstances that will propel you forward. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you can only succeed if you have the right connections or the right circumstances. But the truth is, success doesn't come from waiting for the world to hand you something. It comes from taking control of your own development. When you invest in yourself, you are setting yourself up for future success, regardless of what's going on around you. You become the kind of person who is capable of attracting success because you're putting in the work to become a valuable asset, both to yourself and to those around you. The first step in investing in yourself is to recognize that you are your greatest asset. When you invest in yourself, you're not just throwing money at something with the hope that it will pay off later. You are making a commitment to becoming a better version of who you are right now. That might mean learning new skills, whether that's picking up a new language, mastering a new technology, or becoming an expert in your field. The more you learn, the more valuable you become, not just in the marketplace, but in life itself. People are drawn to those who continue to grow and evolve. And when you take the time to invest in your own development, you signal to the world that you are serious about your future. But it's not just about skills, it's about developing your mindset. The right mindset will get you farther than any amount of talent or experience. When you have the mindset of a winner, a mindset that is focused on growth, learning, and resilience, you attract success like a magnet. People will want to work with you, be around you, and offer you opportunities. Why? Because success follows those who are not afraid to invest in themselves and put in the hard work. People can sense when you're committed to your own growth, and that energy is contagious. The more you focus on building yourself up, the more others will want to invest in you too. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that they can simply rely on their current skills and knowledge to get ahead. But the truth is, the world is always changing. Technology is advancing. New trends are emerging. And if you don't stay on top of things, you'll quickly find yourself left behind. That's why investing in yourself, whether it's through learning, reading, or personal development, is so critical. When you make the effort to continuously improve, you not only set yourself up for success in the future, but you also show the world that you're willing to put in the work to grow. And that's a powerful thing. You can't expect to get more out of life if you're not willing to give more. And I don't mean that in just a financial sense. I mean that you have to be willing to put in the time, effort, and energy required to become a better version of yourself. The good news is that investing in yourself doesn't have to be expensive or time-consuming. It doesn't have to involve enrolling in expensive courses or hiring coaches. Sometimes the best investments are small changes in your daily habits. It might mean waking up an hour earlier to read or exercise. It might mean cutting out distractions so you can focus on building a new skill. It could even mean making time for self-reflection and taking care of your mental and emotional well-being. These are the things that over time compound into real lasting success. The more you invest in yourself, the more you'll find that opportunities begin to show up where you least expect them. People will notice your growth. They'll see the changes you've made, and they'll be drawn to you. Success isn't something that's far away or impossible to attain. It's something that is available to you right now, and it all starts with the decision to invest in yourself. When you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, you automatically start to attract the people, resources, and opportunities that you need to succeed. Here's the thing, you can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. That's the definition of insanity, right? If you want to change your life, you have to change the way you approach it. And that begins with taking a hard look at yourself and asking, what can I do today to become a better version of myself? When you commit to answering that question every single day, you're on the path to success. But remember, success doesn't happen overnight. It's a result of the consistent effort you put in every single day. The more you invest in yourself, the more the universe will reward you. I can tell you right now, if you want to see your life change, if you want to see opportunities flow into your life, the first step is to focus on yourself. Take the time to learn, grow, and evolve into the person you want to be. As you do that, everything around you will begin to change. When you invest in yourself, you become a magnet for success, and that success will come to you in ways that you never imagined possible. It all starts with you. Your future is in your hands, and the best way to unlock it is by making the decision to invest in yourself, today and every day. The more you grow, the more you'll have to give, and the more you'll attract.
Number 4. Focus on progress, not perfection. There's something powerful about taking a step forward. No matter how small that step might seem, every day you get a chance to make progress. It doesn't have to be monumental. It just has to move you closer to your goals. Too often, we get caught up in the idea of perfection, thinking that if things aren't flawless, they aren't worth doing. But perfection is an illusion. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, doing the work, and getting just a little bit better each day. The key to building the life you want isn't waiting for perfection. It's about focusing on progress. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever set a goal or made a plan and felt frustrated because things weren't moving as fast as you wanted? Maybe you were hard on yourself because the outcome didn't look exactly like you envisioned it. You're not alone. Most people struggle with this same feeling at some point. The truth is, we often hold ourselves to such high standards that anything less than perfection feels like failure. But if you shift your focus from perfection to progress, you'll start seeing things differently. It's not about being flawless or having everything figured out from the start. It's about making steady, consistent progress that adds up over time. Perfectionism will hold you back more than you know. It keeps you stuck in the cycle of procrastination. You keep telling yourself, I'll start when everything is perfect. I'll do it when I have all the answers. I'll make my move when I'm ready. But here's the thing, you'll never be ready. There's no perfect time, no perfect conditions, no perfect plan. There's only today. And today is all you have. Waiting for things to be perfect can paralyze you and prevent you from taking action. The longer you wait, the longer you delay your dreams. And let's be honest, how many opportunities have passed you by because you were waiting for everything to be perfect? Progress is what moves you forward. It's the small steps you take every day that make the difference. It's about getting better little by little, even when you don't see immediate results. Every day that you push yourself, even just a little bit, is a step closer to the life you want. And here's the magic of progress. It builds momentum. The more you focus on just making progress, whether it's learning something new, improving your habits, or getting closer to your goals, the easier it becomes. Progress compounds. It adds up. The more you do, the more confident you become. And the more you start seeing real change in your life. When you shift your focus from perfection to progress, you begin to enjoy the journey instead of constantly feeling frustrated with where you are. Life isn't meant to be about a destination or a final product. It's about the growth you experience along the way. When you focus on progress, you're acknowledging that every effort counts, even if it feels like it's just a tiny step. Success doesn't come from waiting for everything to align perfectly. It comes from showing up and doing the work, even when things aren't perfect. And guess what? Those little steps will add up. There's no such thing as a straight line to success. The path will be filled with twists and turns, highs and lows, and a lot of trial and error. But that's okay. It's the process of learning, adjusting, and improving that shapes you into the person who's capable of achieving great things. And with each small improvement you make, you're getting closer to your goals. Progress isn't always about big leaps. Sometimes it's about keeping your feet moving, even when it feels like you're not making much headway. So instead of stressing over perfection, focus on what you can do today to make progress. It might be reading a chapter of a book that will help you grow, making one small change to your daily routine, or reaching out to someone who can support your journey. These small actions, when done consistently, create massive change over time. Success isn't a one-time event, it's a process. And that process is built on small daily improvements.
Don't wait for everything to be perfect to get started. Start where you are, with what you have, and make progress. One of the biggest mistakes people make is comparing themselves to others. You look at where someone else is, and think you should be there too. But the truth is, their journey is not yours. Your progress will look different, and that's okay. Comparing your beginning to someone else's middle or end will only discourage you. Instead, focus on your own path, your own growth. Celebrate the small wins, because every step forward is a victory. As you focus on progress, you'll notice that your confidence builds. You'll stop looking for perfection and start seeing the value in every step you take, no matter how small it might seem at the time. Remember, perfection is not the goal. Progress is the goal. Success is not about reaching a perfect destination. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle whatever life throws at them. It's about learning, growing, and improving every single day. When you commit to progress, you will be amazed at what you can achieve. Your mindset will shift, your attitude will change, and you'll start to see things happen that you never thought possible. So here's the challenge. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Don't wait for everything to be in place. Just take the next step. Do something today that moves you closer to your goals, no matter how small it might seem. It's not about making a perfect move. It's about making a move. Keep going, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Because progress is happening, every step forward matters. And over time, those small steps will lead you to incredible things. Success isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about showing up, doing the work, and making progress, one step at a time. If you commit to this, if you make progress your priority instead of perfection, you'll be amazed at how much you can achieve. And remember, you don't have to be perfect to be successful. You just have to keep moving forward. Focus on progress, not perfection, and watch how your life starts to change.
Number 5. The world rewards action, not wishes. There's a big difference between dreaming and doing. Every day we see people wish for better things, bigger things, but very few take the necessary steps to make those things happen. It's easy to sit back and imagine success, to think about what you want. But the truth is that life doesn't care about your wishes. It doesn't care about your intentions. What it does care about is what you do. Action is the only thing that brings results. The world rewards action, not wishes. No matter how big your dreams are, no matter how badly you want them, they won't come to you by simply wishing for them. If you want to change your life, you've got to take action. Think about how many times you've found yourself wishing for something. Maybe it's a new job, more money, a better body, or a more fulfilling life. You imagine what it would feel like to have these things, and it feels good for a moment. But here's the harsh reality. Wishing and hoping won't get you anywhere. Wishes are just thoughts, and thoughts alone don't create change. You can wish all you want, but unless you take action, nothing will happen. Success, wealth, happiness, they don't just appear because you think about them. They show up when you get up and do the work. Imagine someone who wants to lose weight but doesn't exercise or change their eating habits. Every day they wish they could be healthier. They wish they could look better, but they never take the first step. They continue to wait for the right moment, the perfect time to start. But the truth is, there is no perfect time. There is only now. If you want something, you have to take action toward it every day, even when you don't feel like it. Action creates momentum. Momentum leads to results. Without taking action, your wishes are just dreams that will never come true. There's a reason why the most successful people are always busy. It's not because they're lucky or have something that you don't. It's because they understand the importance of action. They know that wishing for something doesn't make it happen. They take massive action toward their goals, day in and day out. It doesn't matter how small the action is. It's the fact that they're doing something every single day that moves them closer to their dreams. While others are sitting around hoping for a break, they're out there making their own breaks. They don't wait for life to hand them something. They go out and take it. The world doesn't reward daydreamers or people who talk about what they want. It rewards those who act on their desires. When you take action, even imperfect action, you begin to learn, grow, and move forward. You're not waiting for the conditions to be perfect. You're doing something now, and that's when the world begins to respond. The moment you start acting, the doors that seemed closed begin to open.
Opportunities start appearing that you didn't even know were there. But none of this happens until you take that first step. No matter how small, success is built on consistency. It's about showing up every day and doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. There will be days when you're tired, when things don't go as planned, when you feel like quitting. But if you keep taking action, no matter how tough it gets, you'll eventually see the results. The world rewards persistence. It rewards those who don't stop when it gets hard. It rewards those who keep pushing forward, who keep taking action, even when things don't go their way. You don't need to have everything figured out right away. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. The key is to start. When you take that first step, you'll figure out the next one, and the next one. As you keep moving forward, you'll gain clarity, learn from your mistakes, and adjust your course as needed. It's the action that moves you forward, not the perfect plan. The world is filled with people who have great ideas and big dreams, but few are willing to do the work. The difference between them and the ones who succeed is the willingness to take action. And let's talk about failure for a moment. Many people avoid taking action because they're afraid of failing. They think that if they try and it doesn't work, they've wasted their time. But failure is part of the process. Every successful person has failed at some point. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it. When you take action, you're bound to encounter obstacles. But instead of letting those obstacles stop you, you let them teach you. Failure isn't a setback. It's a stepping stone. It's an opportunity to grow, to adapt, and to come back stronger. So if you're sitting there waiting for everything to be perfect before you take action, you're missing out on valuable lessons. You're missing out on the chance to learn, to grow, and to move forward. Think about the most successful people in the world. They didn't wait for everything to be perfect. They didn't sit around hoping for success to find them. They got to work. They made mistakes. They failed, but they didn't stop. They kept taking action. And over time, all that action added up to massive success. The same can happen for you. But it all starts with taking that first step. And the longer you wait to take action, the longer it will take to get where you want to go. You're never going to feel 100% ready. There will never be a perfect time to start. But the sooner you start, the sooner you'll begin to see progress. Even small actions, when done consistently, will create big results over time. And remember, the world rewards action, not wishes. You can sit around wishing for success, but it's not going to come until you get up and start working for it. So take action today. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Just start. The world is waiting for you to show up. When you do, it will reward you. It's time to stop wishing and start doing.
Number 6, embrace failure as a stepping stone. Failure isn't something to be feared. In fact, failure can be one of the greatest teachers you'll ever encounter. It's easy to think of failure as the end of the road, a place where dreams go to die. But the truth is, failure is not the end. It's just the beginning. When you embrace failure as a stepping stone, you shift your mindset from one of fear to one of opportunity. Failure doesn't define you. How you respond to it does. If you want to achieve anything meaningful in life, you're going to face setbacks. But it's not the setback that matters. It's how you rise from it. Every successful person you look up to has faced failure at some point. Think about the most successful people in the world. They've all been knocked down, faced rejection, made mistakes, and stumbled. But here's the difference. They didn't let it stop them. They used those failures as fuel to push harder, to learn more, to become better. They understood that failure is part of the journey, not something to avoid. When you start seeing failure for what it truly is, a learning experience, you start to view it in a completely different light. It becomes a tool you can use to grow and improve. You can't succeed without failing. That's just the truth. Failure is essential for growth. Every failure teaches you something that you wouldn't learn otherwise. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, to challenge your assumptions, and to develop resilience. Without failure, there's no real progress. Sure, it's easy to wish that everything went smoothly from the start. But if that were the case, you would never grow. Think about how many times you've learned something new in your life. Did you master it the first time? No. You struggled. You made mistakes. But with each mistake, you got better. And that's what failure is, an opportunity to get better. Let's talk about the feeling of failure for a moment. It's uncomfortable, right? It's not a pleasant experience. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel defeated.
to doubt yourself, and to want to give up. But here's where the magic happens. If you can push through that discomfort and keep going, you'll come out stronger on the other side. Failure forces you to develop a new set of skills: patience, perseverance, and the ability to adapt. These are the qualities that set the most successful people apart from everyone else. They don't give up when things get hard. They keep pushing forward, learning from each failure and improving. Think about it. Every time you fail, you get the chance to reassess your approach, to adjust, and to try again. It's not the failure itself that's important. It's the lesson you take from it. When you stop being afraid of failure, you start to see it as a necessary part of success. It's the road that leads you to your destination. And the more you embrace it, the less intimidating it becomes. In fact, failure can become something you actually welcome. You'll know that it's only through failure that you'll be able to push beyond your limits and achieve your greatest potential. You don't have to look very far to find examples of people who have embraced failure. Think about Thomas Edison, who failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't see those failures as something to be ashamed of. He saw them as steps on the way to success. "I have not failed," he said. "I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset is the key. When you stop seeing failure as a dead end and start seeing it as an opportunity to learn and grow, you'll develop a resilience that will carry you through anything life throws your way. In fact, the more you fail, the more you learn about yourself. Failure forces you to confront your fears, your weaknesses, and your limitations. It challenges you to stretch yourself beyond what you thought was possible. And as you continue to face failure and learn from it, you begin to realize that there is no limit to what you can achieve. The only limit is the one you place on yourself. Every time you face a setback and rise above it, you expand your boundaries, push your limits, and build confidence in your ability to succeed. But here's the catch. Failure only works as a stepping stone if you're willing to keep going. If you stop after the first failure, or the second, or the third, you'll never get the chance to learn and grow. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without failure. If you're willing to keep moving forward, even when things don't go as planned, you'll eventually get to where you want to be. The road to success is paved with failure, and the faster you accept that, the faster you'll reach your goals. When you look back on your life, you won't remember the failures as painful experiences. You'll remember them as the moments that shaped you, that taught you the lessons you needed to learn in order to succeed. Those moments, though difficult at the time, were the building blocks of your success. They gave you the strength to keep going when it would have been easier to quit. They gave you the wisdom to make better decisions in the future. And they gave you the resilience to keep pushing forward. No matter what, it's time to stop fearing failure and start embracing it. It's time to stop seeing failure as something to avoid and start seeing it as something to learn from. The more you fail, the closer you get to success. Don't let the fear of failure hold you back from pursuing your dreams. Take the lessons that failure teaches you, adjust, and keep moving forward. Success is on the other side of failure, and it's waiting for you to show up and claim it. When you embrace failure as a stepping stone, you'll not only grow and improve, you'll realize that you are capable of achieving far more than you ever thought possible. The only thing standing between you and your success is your willingness to fail, learn, and keep going.
Number 7, invest your time, not just your money. There's something powerful about the idea of investing. When we think of investment, most of us immediately think of money, stocks, bonds, real estate. But the most valuable resource you have isn't your money, it's your time. Time is something you can never get back. Once it's gone for good. So it's not just about how much you can invest financially. The real question is, how much are you investing your time? Time is the currency that we all have. It doesn't matter how much money you make or how successful you are. Every single one of us only gets 24 hours in a day. But it's not just about the hours you have, it's about how you use them. Most people spend their time thinking about what they want, dreaming about what they'll do someday, and wishing for success to come. But the people who actually make it happen, the people who create change in their lives, are the ones who understand that success doesn't just come by throwing money at it. It comes from investing time, effort, and energy into what truly matters. Think about the most successful people you know. What sets them apart?
Sure, they might have money, they might have resources, but they have something more than that. They have time, and they understand how to use it wisely. They don't let their time slip away on distractions or meaningless tasks. Instead, they focus on building, learning, growing. They invest their time in things that pay dividends in the future, whether that's learning a new skill, building relationships, or developing a business. But so many people get it wrong. They think they can buy their way to success. They think that by spending money, by hiring the right people, by buying fancy tools or investing in the latest trend, they'll get the results they want. And while money can certainly help in some cases, it's not the key to lasting success. Success comes from consistency, hard work, and the time you spend every single day building towards your goals. That's what makes the difference. If you want to achieve something big, something meaningful, you need to invest your time. You need to be deliberate about where you spend your hours. It's not enough to just show up and hope for the best. You need to commit yourself to using your time wisely, to focusing on the things that will move you forward, and to giving up the things that are holding you back. Here's the thing about time. It's not something you can get back. You might spend a few hours watching TV, scrolling through social media, or going out with friends, and that time might feel good in the moment. But at the end of the day, what does it leave you with? When you look back, do you see progress? Do you see yourself getting closer to your dreams? Most people don't. Instead, they see time slipping away, day after day, with nothing to show for it. And then they wonder why they haven't gotten anywhere. The truth is, you have to prioritize what matters. You need to invest your time in things that will bring you closer to your goals. That means you need to stop wasting time on things that aren't helping you move forward. It means cutting out distractions, saying no to things that aren't aligned with your vision, and putting in the work to create the future you want. Don't just think about the money you can make. Think about the time you're spending. Are you spending your time building your future, or are you wasting it? Are you investing in your skills, your health, your relationships, or are you letting time slip through your fingers? The successful people, the ones who are truly winning in life, are the ones who are conscious about how they use their time. They're the ones who are willing to put in the hours, day after day, to build something that will last. When you invest your time, you're not just getting closer to your goals, you're investing in yourself. You're becoming a better version of yourself. Every hour you spend learning, every minute you spend working on your craft, every second you spend networking with the right people, it all pays off. Over time, you start to see the results. Your skills improve, your confidence grows, and the things that once seemed impossible start to become achievable. And before you know it, you're not just wishing for success, you're living it. It's easy to think that success is all about the money you make, or the opportunities that come your way. But the real truth is that success is about what you're willing to invest. The amount of time you're willing to put in, the effort you're willing to give, and the sacrifices you're willing to make. Time is the one thing that no amount of money can buy back. So why waste it? It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter what your current situation looks like. What matters is what you do with the time you have. Every hour you invest in your future is an hour well spent. Every minute you spend working toward your goals is a step closer to the life you want to create. Success isn't a quick fix, and it's not something that happens overnight. But if you're willing to invest your time in the right places, and if you're willing to put in the effort, you'll eventually see the results. You might not see immediate rewards, and that can be frustrating. But keep going. Keep investing your time, because every hour you put in is one step closer to success. The people who make it in life are the ones who don't quit, the ones who understand that time is their most valuable resource, and the ones who are willing to invest it wisely. The time you spend today will shape your future. If you want to create the life you've always dreamed of, start by investing your time. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start right now. Every minute counts. Every hour counts. Make the most of it. The future you want is in your hands, and it all starts with how you invest your time today. So make it count.
Number 8, success requires sacrifice. Success is not something that comes easily. It's not something that can be handed to you on a silver platter. If you want to achieve greatness, if you want to reach the heights that others only dream of, you must understand that success comes with a price. It requires sacrifice.
And not just the kind of sacrifices that seem easy or small, but the kind of sacrifices that challenge you, that push you, that make you question whether it's all worth it. There's a harsh reality in the pursuit of success. You can't have it all. You can't live the same life, make the same choices, and expect different results. If you want something different, something greater, you have to make a change. You have to step outside of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to give up things that others might be holding on to. You must be ready to let go of habits, relationships, and even thoughts that are holding you back from the life you want. Success requires sacrifice. And the truth is, it can be painful. It demands that you say no to certain things so that you can say yes to the bigger picture. It asks you to put in the hours, the energy, the mental and physical effort, even when you're tired, even when you're feeling defeated. It asks you to make choices that might not seem easy at the time. But in the long run, those choices will be what set you apart from the crowd. The reality is, most people aren't willing to make the necessary sacrifices. Most people want success but aren't ready to give up their comfort, their leisure, or their time. They want the results, but they're not willing to put in the work. They expect things to happen effortlessly, and when it doesn't, they become discouraged. The truth is, success isn't for the faint of heart. It's for the people who are willing to give up what's easy, what's familiar, and what feels good in the short term, for the sake of something greater in the long run. But here's the key. Sacrifice doesn't mean giving up everything. It doesn't mean living in deprivation. It means being willing to prioritize what matters. It means understanding that in order to get where you want to go, you have to make choices. You can't do everything. You can't be everything to everyone. You must choose the path that will get you closer to your dreams, even if it means walking away from distractions or pleasures that aren't serving your greater purpose. Success requires that you invest your time, your energy, and your resources into what truly matters. You can't spread yourself too thin and expect to see meaningful results. Every decision you make, every action you take, must align with your vision. It requires focus and commitment. And sometimes, that means saying no to things that might be tempting in the moment, whether it's the party with friends, the Netflix binge, or the opportunity to procrastinate. Those small choices, made day after day, will either bring you closer to your goals or hold you back. The sacrifices you make today will pay off in the future. It's the early mornings, the long hours, the hard work that no one sees, that will eventually lead you to success. It's the time spent learning and growing when others are out having fun. It's the effort you put in when no one is watching, when it feels like the world is telling you to give up. That's when success is being built. And while others may seem to have it easy, while they may be enjoying the fruits of their labor without the same sacrifices, you know that the true reward comes not in the moment, but in the long-term effort. You'll hear people say it's about working smarter, not harder. But there's no escaping the fact that success still requires hard work. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that there's a shortcut to success, that there's some magic formula that will get you there fast. But the reality is, there's no substitute for the time and effort you put into your dreams. The hard work, the sacrifices, the moments of struggle, those are the things that will shape you into the person who can handle the success that comes with it. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things in life. Whether it's in business, athletics, art, or any other field, they all share one thing in common: sacrifice. They've given up something along the way. They've made tough choices. They've chosen to push through the pain, the fatigue, and the setbacks, knowing that each sacrifice would bring them closer to the life they wanted to live. The sacrifices are never easy, but they are worth it. You can't expect to have a life full of success and comfort without putting in the work. Success requires discipline. It requires focus. It requires dedication. And yes, it requires sacrifice. Sacrifice your time, your comfort, your fleeting pleasures for the sake of something greater. It's the only way to get what you want. It's the only way to reach your full potential. But remember, it's not about giving up everything. It's about giving up what doesn't serve you in order to make room for what does. It's about saying no to distractions so that you can say yes to progress. Success is about making choices that will elevate your life, that will move you toward the things that matter most. It's not about working harder for the sake of working harder. It's about working smarter by prioritizing your time, your energy, and your focus. It's about sacrificing what's easy what feels good in the moment, for something bigger, something better. The people who achieve success are the ones who understand this principle. They know that in order to get to the top, they have to give up something along the way. Whether it's sacrificing time with loved ones, cutting out distractions, or giving up personal comforts, they know that these sacrifices will lead to the rewards they're seeking. And while the road may be tough, and the sacrifices may seem difficult in the moment, they know that in the end, it will all be worth it. Success is not for the faint of heart. It's for the people who are willing to do whatever it takes, who are willing to sacrifice for the future they want. If you want to create the life you've always dreamed of, be prepared to make sacrifices. Be prepared to say goodbye to what's comfortable, to give up what's easy, and to do the hard work that others aren't willing to do. That's how success is earned. And in the end, it's the sacrifices that will make the victory that much sweeter.
Number 9, clarity drives action. Action drives results. Clarity is the key to unlocking your potential. It's the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without clarity, you are like a ship lost at sea, drifting aimlessly with no clear destination. You may have the drive, the ambition, and even the talent, but if you lack clarity in your goals, you will struggle to find your way. You'll be busy doing things, but not necessarily the right things. You'll be expending energy, but it won't be moving you closer to where you truly want to go. When you get clear on what you want, it's like flipping a switch. Suddenly, everything changes. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop doubting yourself. You stop second-guessing your decisions. Clarity allows you to focus. It allows you to prioritize what truly matters. And once you do that, the next step is action. Action becomes inevitable. Once you know exactly what you want and why you want it, taking the steps toward it becomes the most natural thing in the world. Clarity gives you the confidence to move forward. It removes the confusion that holds so many people back. You don't need to know everything, but you do need to know the next step. And with clarity, that next step becomes obvious. It's as if the fog lifts and you can finally see the path in front of you. You stop wasting precious time wondering if you're on the right track, because clarity helps you make decisions quickly and effectively. This is where the real power comes in. Once you have clarity, the next thing you must do is take action. But here's the thing, it's not just any action. It's deliberate, intentional action. Too many people think they can just take any random action and somehow stumble their way into success. But that's not how it works. You need to be intentional with your actions, because it's those focused, purposeful steps that will drive you to the results you want. Think about the people you admire, the ones who seem to get results, who are always moving forward, who achieve their goals. What sets them apart from the rest of the crowd? It's not necessarily that they work harder or that they're smarter. What they have that others don't is a deep level of clarity. They know what they want, and they know how to get there. They don't waste time on unnecessary tasks or distractions. They act with purpose, and that's why they get results. Now, action doesn't always mean huge, monumental steps. Sometimes it's the small, consistent actions that build up over time. But without clarity, those small actions can feel pointless, like they're not getting you anywhere. But with clarity, every action you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goal. Each step you take is like laying the bricks of your success. And as you continue to take action, you start to see momentum build. Things start to click. Opportunities begin to open up. And before you know it, you're seeing the results of all that focused, deliberate action. But here's the kicker. Action on its own isn't enough. It has to be the right kind of action. Action driven by clarity is what leads to real results. If you don't have a clear vision of where you want to go, your actions will be scattered. They'll be unfocused. They'll be wasted energy. But when you know exactly where you're heading, every action you take is aligned with that vision. You become unstoppable because your actions are driving you toward your goal. The beauty of this process is that it's a cycle. Clarity drives action, and action drives results. The more action you take, the more you'll learn, and the more you'll understand what works and what doesn't. And as you gain that knowledge, your clarity will increase. Your vision will sharpen. You'll know exactly what needs to be done, and you'll do it faster and with more precision. And as you do that, the results will start coming in.
But if you don't start with clarity, you're missing the foundation. You're like a car without an engine. No matter how good the body looks, it's not going anywhere. Without clarity, you'll find yourself stuck, spinning your wheels, going nowhere. But with clarity, you have the engine that drives everything else. And once that engine is running, all you need to do is keep feeding it with purposeful, intentional action. It's easy to get caught up in the noise. It's easy to get distracted by all the things happening around you. Everyone seems to have an opinion about what you should do, and everyone seems to be moving faster than you. But remember, the only thing that truly matters is your clarity. If you know where you're going and why, then you don't have to worry about what everyone else is doing. You can tune out the distractions and focus on the actions that will get you to your destination. And let's talk about the results for a second. Results aren't just about hitting a goal. They're about the progress you make along the way. Results are the reflection of the clarity and the action you've taken. They show you that you're moving in the right direction. And even when you face setbacks or challenges, results remind you that you're still making progress. They keep you motivated. They push you to keep going, to take more action, to keep refining your clarity until you're on the path to the success you're after. So don't underestimate the power of clarity. It's the fuel that drives everything else. It's the spark that ignites the fire of your potential. Without it, your actions will be aimless. And without purposeful action, your results will be scattered and ineffective. But with clarity, every action you take is a step in the right direction. Every result, a confirmation that you're on the path to success. And once you've achieved that clarity, the only thing left to do is take action, and the results will follow. That's the secret to achieving greatness. Clarity drives action, and action drives results. And that's the cycle that leads to success. Number 10, believe in yourself and your potential. There's something powerful about belief. Not the kind of belief that's based on empty promises or wishful thinking. No, I'm talking about a belief that comes from deep within, the kind that knows you are capable, that understands your worth, and that trusts in your potential, even when no one else does. This belief isn't something that can be bought or borrowed. It's something you have to cultivate within yourself, something you have to build and nurture, step by step. It doesn't matter where you've been or what challenges you've faced. What matters is where you're going and the power you have inside to shape your own future. And it all starts with one thing: believing in yourself. When you believe in yourself, you unlock the door to limitless potential. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You become resilient in the face of adversity, and you develop the kind of inner strength that keeps you moving forward, even when the road gets tough. But belief in yourself isn't just about thinking you can do something. It's about knowing deep in your bones that you have what it takes to make it happen. It's about trusting that your hard work, your dedication, and your persistence will pay off, no matter how many setbacks you face. It's about understanding that failure is not the end. It's a stepping stone, a lesson that propels you toward growth. And the only way to truly reach your potential is by starting with that unwavering belief that yes, you are capable. There's a reason why self-belief is often the starting point for success stories. It's the foundation of everything else. Without belief in yourself, you'll hesitate, you'll second guess, and you'll miss out on opportunities because you'll be waiting for someone else to tell you that you're ready. But here's the truth. You don't need anyone else's permission to pursue your dreams. You don't need external validation to take that first step. What you need is to believe fully and completely in your ability to overcome obstacles and achieve what you set your mind to. Belief isn't just a feeling, it's an action. When you truly believe in your potential, your actions change. You stop holding back, you stop playing small, and you stop being afraid of what others think. You start putting yourself out there, taking risks, and embracing new challenges because you know, deep down, that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. When you believe in yourself, your actions reflect that belief, and suddenly the world starts responding to you differently. People notice your confidence, your determination, and your commitment. You start to attract the right opportunities and the right people into your life, simply because you believe you deserve them. Now, I'm not saying it's always easy. It's easy to believe in yourself when everything is going well, when the road is smooth, and the path is clear. But true self-belief shows up when things aren't going your way. It's in those moments of doubt, those moments when it feels like the world is against you, that your belief in yourself is truly tested. And it's in those moments that you have the choice to either give up or push forward, to either let fear control you or let belief fuel you. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is often just the strength of their belief. When you believe in yourself, you begin to see that setbacks are just temporary roadblocks. They're not the end of the story. They're just a part of the journey. You start to understand that every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn and grow. It's through these challenges that your belief in yourself deepens. You gain confidence in your ability to adapt, to adjust, and to keep moving forward, no matter what life throws your way. But it's not just about facing challenges. It's about seeing yourself as someone who is worthy of success, someone who is capable of achieving greatness. And here's the thing: when you start believing in your own potential, your mindset shifts. You stop thinking of success as something that happens to a select few, and start believing that you too can have it. You stop seeing yourself as someone who has to settle for less, and start seeing yourself as someone who can go after exactly what they want, unapologetically. You are no longer waiting for the world to hand you success. You are actively creating it with every step you take. What's incredible is that once you believe in yourself, everything changes. Your perspective on challenges, on failures, and even on people shifts. You start to see everything as part of the process, part of your journey to success. And the more you believe in your potential, the more action you take, and the more momentum you build. Before you know it, what seemed impossible becomes possible. What seemed out of reach is now within your grasp. But here's the truth about believing in yourself. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something you have to work at, something you have to practice. You won't always feel confident, and you won't always feel capable. But that's where the power of self-belief comes in. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment to believe in yourself. It's about choosing to believe even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every day and taking one step forward, even if you're scared, even if you're unsure, even if you don't have all the answers. Belief isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. The more you practice believing in yourself, the more natural it becomes. You'll start to trust your decisions, trust your abilities, and trust that everything you need is already within you. And as you do that, you'll start to see the results. Your belief will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You'll start to attract opportunities, find new solutions to problems, and create the life you've always dreamed of. So don't wait for the world to tell you that you're ready. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission to succeed. Believe in yourself, trust your potential, because once you do, there's nothing that can stop you. You'll become unstoppable, not because you're perfect, but because you have the unshakable belief that you are capable of achieving greatness. Believe in yourself, and watch your world transform. Let me leave you with this. Success isn't about luck, and it's not about chasing after things. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts success. The moment you stop waiting for opportunities and start working on yourself, everything changes. Your mindset shifts, your confidence grows, you become stronger, wiser, more disciplined, and that's when success starts to find you. Most people never reach their full potential because they keep looking for something outside of themselves to change their life. But the truth is, everything you need is already within you. The only question is, are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to wake up every day and improve just a little more? Because if you do that consistently, success won't be something you chase. It will be something that follows you everywhere. So start today. Invest in your skills. Build your discipline. Strengthen your mindset. Focus on progress, not perfection. Keep showing up, even on the hard days. Because when you do that, success has no choice but to chase you.